Hey, we're back and it is history time. We're going to pick up where we left off yesterday with producers and consumers in particular, right? You know that I just did a little short definition. A producer is a maker, a consumer is a buyer, like a customer. So look at page 246 where you see that picture of that little girl in a watering can. It says, Christine and her family live in a community in which people have many kinds of jobs. I'm sure we all do. Some workers grow or make products and others sell products. A worker who grows, makes, or sells products is a producer, maker, grower, seller, right? Goods and services. Products are also called goods. So a product, something that you make or sell, is the same thing as a good. Okay, it's called a good. Christina's grandmother grows flowers to sell. Her dad makes parts that are used to make computers. Producers also provide services. Services are work people do for others. Dr. Briggs takes care of Christina's teeth, and Mr. West teaches her to play the cello. Okay, now it says, how are goods and services alike? Well, they're both things that could be bought and sold, right? And can a producer be a consumer? Sure. Can a consumer also be a producer? Sure. Okay. I can make things and sell them, and I can buy things from other people and use them, right? So next page is talking about buying and selling. Christina and her mom go shopping downtown. Main Street has many businesses. A person who owns a business makes or sells goods, or a person who owns a business makes or sells goods or provides services. Christina gets her hair cut at the salon. I can't wait. She and her mom buy sandals at the shoe store. They buy raisin bread at the bakery. I don't know why you'd buy raisin bread at a bakery. I would rather buy cinnamon rolls at a bakery. But anyway, the salon, the shoe store, and the bakery are all businesses. Christina and her mom are consumers at that business. A consumer is a person who buys the goods or the services. When consumers buy things, they provide money so producers can buy things. If we don't buy things, then the people who make the things don't have the money to make more, right? It's give and take. This makes producers consumers too. The baker buys shoes. The shoe salesperson needs a haircut now and then. The hairstylist needs some bread now and then. It says, how can a person be both a consumer and a producer? Well, a producer makes and sells things, but they also need to buy and use things too, don't they? Okay, next page. Producers at work. Some goods are grown from the ground up. Others are made by hand. Many goods that we buy in stores are made in factories. A factory is a building in which people use machines to make goods. Christina wants to buy a new bicycle helmet, and so at the factory, each worker has a special job. You can just see the models being made. You can just kind of go through the steps before it winds up in the store and on your head, right? Workers in the factory office order supplies and keep track of payments. Some workers are the designers. They design the helmets. Then they test the helmets to make sure they are safe to use. Other workers make the different parts of the helmets. And then workers put together the different parts. That would be like an assembly line, right? These producers work together so that Christina can be safe when she rides her bicycle down the street. And this is the part that you are going to take out your practice page 38. I wrote that incorrectly because I wrote a very messy 8 on my book. 38. Practice page 38. And it is entitled Producers and Consumers. So let's read what you do on that. Do you have that out? Practice page 38. You can pause, make sure you've got that, and then come back. Okay, it says, in each row, draw a picture to show what happens next. Then write a P under the pictures of producers and a C under the pictures of consumers. Well, if you look at number 1, there is somebody selling flowers. They would be the producer, that's a P. Down number 2, there's somebody making, doing something on a, he is writing a book. I get it now. So the lady with the flowers sells them. The man at the computer writes books. He's a producer. The chef is making pizza, not pizza, spaghetti. I made spaghetti today. He's making spaghetti, so he's a producer. So you are to draw the picture to show what happens next. So after the lady makes the flowers, then and she sells them, then you would draw a picture of perhaps you buying the flowers, giving them to your mom for Mother's Day or something. The next picture would be perhaps you bought the book or you received the book as a gift and you're reading it. And the last one would show you eating the spaghetti, right? So that will be up to you to complete that. And I'd love again for you to send that to me, okay? So, but we're gonna keep going on and you can do that. And actually we're going to do 38 and 39, okay? So maybe it's on the back side. Alrighty, so on page 252 it says some kinds of information are easier to find in a bar graph. A bar graph uses bars to show the amounts. So if you look at the bar graph on page 253, what is it called? Dogs groomed at the Pet Palace, and it goes through Sunday all the way through Saturday, and it tells how many dogs they groomed. They bathed, cut their hair, all that. Okay, so it's asking how many went to the Pet Palace on Tuesday. So you go to Tuesday, follow the yellow bar across, it goes down to 4. So there were 4. On which day did the Pet Palace groom 5 dogs? We'll find the 5, write it up, and you see that was on Thursday where the purple line is. What were the 2 busiest days at the Pet Palace? They groomed the most animals. Do you see that was Monday and Saturday? Good. Okay, so you're going to be taking page 39. We're going to answer some questions on page 39. It's called pet sitting. Okay, so pause if you need to get that, or if it's on the back side of 38. Flip it over. This bar graph shows how many hours the pet sitter works each day. Use the graph to answer the questions. Number 1, how many hours does the pet sitter work on Tuesday? So go down to Tuesday, go across the bar, and that goes down to 3. So she works 3 hours on Tuesday. On which day does the pet sitter work the most hours? Which day have the most bars? Wednesday. You're going to copy that with a capital W. My dog is chasing flies. Oh my goodness. Wednesday. And number 3, on which days, so there's more than one, does the pet sitter work the same number? So which bars went out to the same number? Did you see that was Tuesday and Thursday? Because they both worked 3 hours, Tuesday and Thursday. On which day do you think the pet sitter sees the fewest pets? That's not how many pets they saw, that's how many hours they worked. Excuse me. How many hours? So on Monday they work 5 hours. On Tuesday they work 3 hours. On Wednesday they work 6 hours. Thursday they work 3 hours. And on Friday they only work 2 hours. So it might not be true, but which day do you think they might see the fewest pets? Maybe Friday because they only work 2 hours, right? Not necessarily, but That's what they want you to think, okay? Maybe nobody comes in on Wednesday. They're there for 6 hours and nobody shows up. We don't know that, but they want you to assume that Friday, because they are only open for 2 hours. Right? And that's not really a full sentence, but Friday, they're only open for 2 hours. That would answer that question. Whether or not it's really accurate, we'll just pretend it is, okay? Alrighty. So you guys go ahead and finish up, and I will see you tomorrow, okay? Talk to you later. Bye-bye.